In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn old pieces of wood into a unique gift, crafted with love for someone truly special. Stick around until the end and get inspired by this idea. For this project, I'll reuse some wooden strips that seem to be pine, although I'm still not sure as they're painted. These pieces are about 1 meter and 30 centimeters long, 4.5 centimeters wide, and 25 millimeters thick. I'll also be using this piece of board, along with a few other scraps. I'll start by cutting this part, making it 28 centimeters wide. The cut will be made on both sides so it comes out clean and straight. While I do this, go ahead and hit the like button. That way you won't forget, and YouTube will keep showing you more creative woodworking projects. This one will be cut to 13 centimeters wide. I'll use the miter saw to cut both of them to 28 centimeters in length. Is this your first time on the channel? Then you probably don't know yet. There are tons of creative woodworking ideas here. Subscribe and get inspired by amazing new projects every week. And if you're one of the regulars, drop a "here as always" in the comments. I read them all and reply whenever I can, and the first ones to comment always get a guaranteed response. From this board, I'll trim off the cracked end and then cut 2 pieces, each measuring 67 centimeters. I'll also cut 2 pieces that are 42 centimeters long. These two will be cut at an angle later on. I haven't done that yet because I'm not sure about the correct angle. I'll also cut 2 more pieces, each one 32 centimeters long. The parts that are 67 and 42 centimeters long will be trimmed to 3.5 centimeters wide. I'll cut the 2 32 centimeter pieces in half. They'll end up just over 2 centimeters wide. I'll do the same with this other one, which is slightly larger, and it will be cut into smaller parts afterward. Here are all the parts already cut. I'll save the leftover scraps for future woodworking projects. Next, I'll run everything through the thickness planer to even out the dimensions. These 6 pieces will be standardized to 20 millimeters by 25. The other ones will go through the planer on all 4 sides to clean them up, ending up at 3.5 centimeters by 2, the same thickness as the others. If you enjoy step-by-step woodworking projects, check out the description. There's some extra material there that can help you even more. Now I'm back at the table saw to make a 10-degree angled cut on one of the pieces that measures 32 centimeters by 2.5. The cut is just to trim the corner. Here's how it turned out. Now I'll cut this other one, also trimming the corner, but this time with a 30-degree angle. On the pieces that measure 42 centimeters, I'll make a cut on one end at a 48-degree angle. After cutting these 2 pieces at an angle, I noticed they turned out too fragile for this build, so I decided to reinforce them with a 2 centimeter support. They'll be glued just like this. If you plan to replicate this project, consider cutting them at least 4 centimeters wide. Moving forward, I'll mark these 4 pieces that are 32 centimeters long. I've already set 1 centimeter on the combination square, and the mark will be made at the corner, like this, and also in the opposite direction. The same 1 centimeter marking will be made on both sides of each of the 2 pieces that are 42 centimeters long and were cut at a 48-degree angle. The marking will look like this. Now I'll change to a 4 centimeter reference and mark it in the opposite direction. Right where I marked, I'll drill using a hand drill and a 3 millimeter drill bit. The countersink bit has 10 millimeters. Here, the hole will be made at an angle, approximately like this. In the next step, I'll start assembling the piece. I'll grab these 2 parts that are 67 centimeters long. Using the measuring tape, I'll make a mark at 32.5 centimeters. The mark will be made on both of them. I'll use the one I cut at a 30-degree angle. It will be placed with the 32.5 centimeter mark on top and angled this way. I'll apply a bit of glue here and attach it like this, making sure it's well aligned along the outer edge. I'll fasten it using this screw that measures 40 millimeters by 3.5. Always wiping off excess glue to avoid issues during finishing. I'll apply glue on this part as well. This piece will go between the 2 others, and I'll secure it now. Next, I'll mark 12 centimeters on both sides. This part will be attached right here. I'll use the same screw to fasten it, and once again use this piece to keep the spacing right. I've adjusted the square. It's good, so I'll set it aside for now. Where there are nail holes or wood flaws, I'll patch them using this beige colored wood filler. It'll be applied using a putty knife. Once the filler is dry, I'll sand everything using the random orbital sander with 120 grit sandpaper. I'll continue assembling it with the 2 pieces that are 42 centimeters long. On each one, I'll make a 12 centimeter mark from the bottom side. Here's the angled cut. On the same side, I'll make another mark at 29.5 centimeters. Also on both. This piece will be attached here. I'll apply some glue and fasten it like this. Here's the 10-degree angled cut, always making sure it's aligned properly with the edge and the mark. This piece will be used to keep the spacing. At the 12 centimeter marks, I'll attach this last piece that is 32 centimeters long. Now I'll square it up. Before continuing with assembly, I'll use the router with a 25 millimeter round over bit to soften some edges. Here I'll round over this part, and this one, I'll also soften these corners and a bit of both sides. On these 2 pieces, I'll also ease some corners, especially the ones that stick out more. I'll continue the assembly by attaching these 2 parts together. First, I'll mark 18 centimeters from the ends. And apply glue here, and here as well. Now this one will be fitted like this, making sure it lines up perfectly with the marking. I'll secure it using this slightly longer screw, which measures 50 millimeters by 3.5. Next, I'll grab a small piece like this, place it here, and mark approximately the center of the lower board on both sides. Then I'll flip it over and do the same with the other piece. I'll drill here too, using the 3 millimeter bit. Once both are drilled, I can go ahead and fasten them. In these spots, I'll use this smaller screw. It's 3 centimeters long. I'll trim the excess with a Japanese pull saw so it ends flush with this part. Here the corners ended up quite sharp, and since I can't round them off with the tool, I'll use the random orbital sander instead. After drilling, I'll use these dowels to cover the screw heads. I'll apply a little glue on the dowel, tap it gently with a hammer, wipe off the excess glue, and then cut off what's left using the Japanese saw so it's flush. I'll do the same on the other holes as well. Once all the dowels are in place, I'll sand the entire piece again. Now that it's assembled, I'll round off the corners at these points too. I'd like to invite you to support the creation of more step-by-step woodworking projects. Just click Join to become a member. Your name will get a special badge in the comments, and you'll receive priority replies. In the next step, I'll mark this part. I've already set 9 centimeters and will mark both sides. Then I'll switch to 3 centimeters and mark in the opposite direction. Now the 3 centimeter marks will be made on the other side, in both directions, on both ends as well. The holes will be drilled using the same drill bit. Next, I'll place this piece, apply glue here, and fit it like this, making sure the spacing is equal on both sides. Since this piece has a bit of a curve, I'll use clamps to hold it in place. And now I can drive the screws in. The screws will also be hidden with dowels. The final piece will be fitted like this. It's aligned at the top with the other part. Here I'll make sure it's square with the bottom part. I'll mark 2 spots, one here and one over here. I'll drill in these spots to attach this piece on both sides. Now I just need to trim here so it sits perfectly flat on the base. To do that, I'll use 2 pieces of wood with the same thickness. I'll place one like this and use the Japanese pull saw to make the cut. I'll repeat the same process for the others as well. Since the first one is already cut, I'll place the next piece underneath it. And here it is, ready. Take a look. It's now well supported. If you like this tip, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. For the painting, I'll use this yellow synthetic enamel. It will be thinned with solvent and applied using this electric spray gun, just like I usually do. Well folks, here is the finished project. It's a kid's chair I made for my 5-year-old son. Creating something with your own hands for someone you love holds meaning far beyond the object itself. I hope this project inspires you to create too, whether to gift, decorate, or simply for the joy of turning wood into something special. Let me know what you think in the comments. I read every message and reply to as many as I can. Early comments always get a guaranteed response. For those who stayed until the end, the final screen shows other unique creative woodworking projects. Enjoy! Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.